What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is XYBER-TAKE here, your Tech and Games Crusader. We have a video that we're going to watch today from TerraOnion for the FPGA Direct 2021 to see what they're actually going to be showing. And yeah, I'm going to provide reactions as I watch it and give a little bit of thoughts after it's over with of what we see. If you're not familiar with this company, they make a lot of products that are optical emulation replacement for physical disks to be able to use like an SD card or an SSD hard drive to be able to play your games from on platforms from TurboGrafx and PC Engine with the Super System SD 3, or it may be called the Super SD System 3. Then you have the mode, which works on the Dreamcast, the original PlayStation, Fat System, or the Standard, and the Saturn. And then you have the Mega SD, which is to be able to use in place of Sega CD games on the original Genesis, as well as FPGA consoles like the analog Mega SD, or excuse me, Mega SG system. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what they've got showing for this time, and yeah. I like the music. Got some Saturn stuff showing. There's quite a bit of Saturn stuff shown. Daytona, Sega Super GT, Sega Centro.
Hi, I'm Todd with TerraOnion. We'd like to welcome you today to the TerraOnion FPGA Direct for Spring 2021. Before we get to the big announcement, let's go ahead and dive into a few updates on existing products. Let's start out talking about Mode, the multi-optical disc emulator. We released Mode about 1 year ago with support for both the Sega Saturn and Sega Dreamcast consoles. To say that the Mode launch was a massive success would be an understatement. Rave reviews started coming in almost immediately after shipments began. Customers enjoyed the easy-to-use
It should line up now with the audio
and performance of Mode. In the fall of last year, we added PlayStation support as the third console that Mode supported, making a total of 3 supported consoles with Dreamcast, Saturn, and PlayStation.
I just said that.
Today, we are releasing firmware 1.05. It includes a host of updates and bug fixes, including support for sending Game ID to Memory Card Pro and PS1 Digital for the PlayStation, oversized disk images for translation patches on the Saturn, and plenty of other tweaks and improvements. So head over to the download section and download it today. Moving on to the NeoSD Pro, we opened up pre-orders for both the MVS and AES carts just a few months ago. We're happy to report that as of right now, we have shipped all of the MVS and AES pre-orders.
That's what they showed last year.
Now let's talk about the Super SD System 3. We released firmware 1.03 just before Christmas, and it was a massive update. A refreshed interface ported over from the Mega SD with new font, directory caching, seek time emulation, per game BIOS support, and plenty of other tweaks and refinements. Today, we are releasing firmware version 1.04.
Oh, nice.
This firmware is mostly a bug fix update that addresses some regressions in the previous release. You can grab it from the download section as well. And speaking of the Super SD System 3, we have another announcement about it. We are sad to say that at this time, we do not have any plans to produce another batch of them.
Aww. Bummer.
Whoa. Hey, no. I said we didn't plan to produce any more batches of it. I didn't say that it was dead. Today, we are happy to announce the Super HD System 3 Pro.
Holy!
It builds on top of the foundation of the original SSDS3 with many improvements, additions,
Wait, is that
and
HDMI?
life changes, all with completely new hardware created from scratch.
It looks like
Let's take a
HDMI.
closer look at the hardware as it shares very little in common with its older counterpart. First up, let's talk about the
HD portion. HDMI.
We've added native onboard HDMI output.
Holy
you can select between
jeez.
multiple 480p and 720p video options. The PC Engine natively outputs a type of digital video signal on its expansion bus, and we've pulled this signal, routed it into the FPGA along with analog audio, and built our HDMI output from that. The beauty of doing it this way means that there is zero analog video noise and no gel bars at all. We've kept analog RGB output as many people will want to use a CRT display or take advantage of high-end video scalers for 1080p.
This is why this company is so good.
Display options. The RGB circuit is all new and it's derived.
They have their finger on the pulse of retro,
which means that it too is completely free of any gel bars. And the RGB levels have been verified by oscilloscope to meet NTSC video standards. The quality of the analog RGB output from the Super HD System 3 Pro is heads and shoulders above existing options.
That is crazy.
We've upgraded the FPGA, and it's 5 times more powerful than the one featured in the original SSDS3. So it can fit many more features like HDMI, higher resolution data display, and so on.
That's a Spartan
also,
6
FPGA. Adding 1 megabyte of very fast SRAM. It's currently being used as a frame buffer for the HDMI output, but it's available for future FPGA needs as well.
Oh, wow.
A couple of other new additions to the Pro model is a micro USB port and physical push button on the rear. The micro USB port is reserved for developers and future usage. The push button is for a physical in-game trigger. Press once and the game resets, just as if you'd press select plus run on the gamepad.
That's
Hold
awesome.
it down for 3 seconds and it returns you back to the menu system. And thanks to the new FPGA, we've also reworked the software in-game trigger from the gamepad as well. When enabled, if you hold down select plus run for a couple seconds, it will send you back to the menu. The in-game trigger is now a reliable option to keep enabled. Although it obviously wasn't ready in time for this video, the Super HD System 3 Pro will receive a case facelift. The new shell will be a light semi-transparent blue color with smoky gray.
I
love
really
blue!
Sharp
stand out. So let's go over some of the hardware upgrades of the Super
That's
HD
awesome.
System 3 Pro. You
That's
have both 480p and
I just
720p
elbowed
HDMI
my monitor.
From digital video on the expansion bus. Gel bar free RGB output from the same digital video.
Yes.
Far more powerful FPGA. A micro USB port reserved for developer and future usage. A physical switch for in-game trigger. And an updated case with a new transparent blue color.
Yes.
We've talked about some of the hardware improvements, but let's talk about the software side. As there
I wonder how much it's going to cost. How much difference in cost? Maybe $400.
Frequently requested additions to the new Pro model.
Because this is almost $300.
Game support to regular PC Engine models. For Super Graphics support, we are leveraging as much of the original hardware in the PC Engine as possible for accuracy, and only simulating the few unique hardware components present in the Super Graphics console. So for the first time, owners of original PCE consoles can play that handful of Super Graphics games without needing to shell out big dollars for the original hardware. While video is very important, audio is an equally important factor. We've gone ahead and rebalanced the CD and HuCard audio using the fantastic MD Fourier tool provided by Artemio. We've matched up the audio levels with that of a white PC Engine with IFU and CD-ROM too.
Oh, nice.
So you should find that the audio mix levels are on par with original hardware. Of course, with new hardware means an all-new interface. Our brand new interface was
I like that
created by graphics
interface.
artist
That
and
is
game developer
nice.
Dugan Jackson of TikiPod
It's
Limited.
smooth.
If you're into games for newer systems, check out his latest game, Astro Aqua Kitty. Our new interface is really fantastic, and it fits really well with the brand new logo that was created by Alien PDX for us.
That's
and
awesome.
If you dive into the options menu, you can even find a user interface theme entry with multiple color schemes for you to choose from.
Ooh.
You might have noticed in the options menu that the top entry was for game
It
list.
has my colors.
The list view. We've added an incredible cover view option just like on mode. The
That's
new interface,
awesome.
even in cover view, is really, really fast. Scrolling down through a folder full of games, the cover art loads almost immediately. This is all drawn by the FPGA, so it looks a lot better than what the limited color and resolution options of the PC Engine would normally be like. Back into the options menu, I want to point out another significant software upgrade over the original SSDS3. You now have the option to load custom palettes for both the digital and analog outputs. Without anything additionally added, you can select from the default, which is the same palette as you see on an RGB modded PC Engine, and composite, which is the same color palette that you see over composite video. Let me show you the difference between the two in a game. Ultimately, this is a personal preference and up to you to decide which is right for you.
I always prefer RGB.
One more option I'd like to talk about is the new scanlines feature. We have both adaptive and fixed scanlines, and you can adjust the intensity or brightness of them. So if you prefer a CRT-like look but on a modern LCD, give this a try. There are plenty of other under-the-hood improvements such as arcade card support being rebuilt from the ground up for the new FPGA, and miscellaneous bug fixes and other refinements. The Super HD System 3 Pro with its new, more powerful FPGA affords us a new opportunity with our devices. We will now officially be providing documentation and resources to port other cores to the Super HD System 3
Oh, cool.
Pro, expanding its capabilities.
Wait, is that
on its target
Nintendo?
console. Loading external FPGA cores is as easy as dragging and dropping the cores to the micro SD card. Super HD System 3
So it's
Pro
essentially
will detect all available cores in the sys folder and will enable loading games from other systems.
a
To highlight the
Mr.
experience, here's a sneak peek of the 8-bit Nintendo FPGA core that we've been working on. This core is a port from Ludwig Strigovis's NES FPGA core and will be available at launch day for download. Complete source code of the port will be available too at our GitHub, so others will be able to make changes, synthesize it, and load it directly from the SD card.
That's awesome.
This port can be used as an example by developers to port other FPGA cores to the Super HD System 3 Pro. Relive those which is better arguments of your childhood all on one device as new open source cores are ported to work on it. And let's go over some of the software upgrades of the Super
So
HD
when
System
are we
3
getting a
Pro.
Mode Pro?
We've added Super Graphics game support for all PC Engine models. The CD and Hue card audio levels have been completely rebalanced with the MD Fourier tool. An all-new interface by graphic artist Dugan. And we also have a cover view artwork interface option that's just like on Mode. You can load custom palettes for both HDMI and analog RGB outputs. And finally, you can load open source cores from the SD card. The price for the Super HD System 3 Pro is €255, which includes worldwide shipping via DHL.
That's not much more.
All the parts are already at the factory and production begins the first week of July, and we estimate shipments to customers will begin later in the month.
That's awesome.
As most everyone is aware, parts shortages and component prices have made production difficult for everyone manufacturing electronics.
Yeah.
This means the second batch of Super HD System 3 Pros will unfortunately have to rise by €30.
Oof.
We were able to keep the cost on this first batch of units lower since we bought the parts back in January of this year at 2020-like prices. Rising parts costs and scarce availability have even caused a price increase of Mode and Mega SD. Once the shortages end, which we expect will happen next year, we will lower prices back down. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this direct. If you're interested in purchasing a Super HD System 3 Pro, you can go to shop.terraonion.com right now and you can purchase one.
Cool.
As always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next direct.
Nice. Stone Age Gamer is where I actually got both of my modes and my Super SD System 3 at. You definitely do love retro gaming. Okay, guys. Well, let's chat for a bit. I am going to put on a little bit of background music. We'll just run some synth on the background. Should be fine. All right. So, this is a pretty tremendous little bit of packed information into 11-ish minutes there. So first off, we have new firmware updates for everything except for the new announced hardware. So Super SD System 3 has new firmware. The Neo SD has new firmware. I didn't see, well, I guess two things don't have new firmware. The Mega SD didn't look like it had any new firmware updates. And the new announced hardware, which is the Super HD System 3 Pro, that can apparently load other cores from other systems. So that's pretty awesome. What do I think about the price as it is? I don't know what it'll end up being whenever Stone Age Gamer actually gets their hands on stock, but that's where I've been purchasing all of the TerraOnion products from, because they're 2 states over from me in Ohio, and it makes it a lot easier for me to be able to get things where I have an affiliate account with them. So mode mode is definitely moving right along. I can't wait until we see a possibility of a mode HD that has HDMI built into it, with the ability to also add in either a M.2 Wi-Fi card and M.2 storage, or just a serial ATA storage device like a notebook drive or an SSD 2.5 inch or USB. I mean, that's been my biggest, most appreciated new retro tech that's came out in the last 3 years. It's just amazing everything it can do, and I can't wait until I can get my Dreamcast 20 project finished so I can be able to properly make use of my 4 terabyte SSD to run on my mode and swap the drive between both modes in the Saturn and in the Dreamcast. So guys, this is some big news for retro gaming, especially if you don't want to mess up your discs if you have more expensive titles, to be able to just, you know, preserve your software, and also not have to worry about purchasing an optical drive that has belts that fail, motors that fail, and lasers that fail. So in general, you have parts in it that fail. As long as you just pay for getting a cleaning and recapping done on your actual system, be it a TurboGrafx 16 or a PC Engine, then you're pretty good on being able to make use of this thing. And 255 euros is not a bad price, considering I believe I paid $329 originally for the Super SD System 3 at Stone Age Gamer, and I was on the last run to where it already had the jailbreak, or the jailbar fix done on mine. So guys, what do you think about this? You know, do you have any sort of optical drive emulators in old consoles, or is this something new to you? Feel free to leave a comment below. If you like the video, give a thumbs up. You know, help the channel not be so poor on analytics and stuff. You feel like you want to follow me, you know whenever I have new videos coming up, either or both Twitter at XYBER-TAKE or YouTube, same thing, just XYBER-TAKE. And I'm currently trying to get to 500 subscribers on YouTube, 250 followers on Twitch, and 2,000 followers on Twitter. And whenever I do, I have around $2,500 worth of game keys, hardware, software, gift cards for game currency, and some other things, as well as some one-offs that I will be receiving later this year. And I'll be running competitions, or not competitions so much as just contests for increasing viewership and increasing channel broadcast and everything. This is the first video I've gotten to make like this in a long time. It's been over 2 years because my PC hardware was kind of kaput, and I had to wait on new things to come, and the state of events in the world did not make that easy on me. So, I'm currently trying to get back to some semblance of normality with content creation. If it is on my phone, you know, I've got the Red Magic 5S, I've got a OnePlus 9 Pro, and a Razer Phone 2. You know, I use those. I've got mounts and things that I use for holding the phone and everything. My SM7B is actually connected to the MVI from Shure. This is $100, and it's USB-C, and it's amazing. I love it. I can't say enough good things about the quality that comes out of this thing. You know, you buy a $400 mic, or you get like a high quality, legendary mic like Shure SM7B, and you're like, oh no, I need a cloud lifter, and I've got to do all this stuff, and then I need Go XLR or Rodecaster and audio interface and everything. I use the MVI on my phone. I use it on my PC now. That's it. I don't use anything else. And eventually I may test out and see if there is any improvement or any degradation whenever I do get the AverMedia live streamer Nexus, where it does have XLR support on it. But I've not used the Go XLR in close to 5 months. You know, I used it for 2 months. It's okay. It's overpriced for what this thing does. It really can't touch it. I mean, this mic sounds great just with the MVI and nothing else. No tuning, no software, nothing. It's just, I have it on level 6 out of 9 bars, and it's just in chat mode because it is for podcasting and other things like that. But they make a lightning version, and they also have this version, which is the MVI V2, is USB Type-C. It's just amazing. Like, I personally can't find any faults with it at all, because I call it the puck, because it's about this size. Literally. Yeah, it's smaller than a baseball. And it has a monitor port on the back of it to be able to listen to yourself if you need to do portable voice acting or singing or something like that. Lay down tracks or spit some bars. You know, that sort of thing. But guys, this is XYBER-TAKE, your Tech and Games Crusader. I hope you guys have a good night, good day. Take care. Thanks for watching. We will see you later. Alright, let's see if I can get this to go right.